Everyone know of my conversation with the chief of the Bronx Fire Department, Chief Wasneka, who has assured me that a thorough investigation of the fire here will be open, transparent, and thoroughly investigated. This building was acquired by a developer in the last couple of years who has a track record of harassing these tenants. There are allegations of harassment. There were eviction proceedings pending against all of the tenants. And now we have this horrible, suspicious fire. There were hundreds of complaints. There were over 169 open violations on the building. We had an injured tenant. My office has been intimately involved in trying to make sure that the tenants have legal representation in the eviction proceedings. And we think the circumstances of having such an ugly landlord-tenant dispute and now this fire really warrant a thorough investigation so that we know unequivocally what caused this fire and the resulting wreckage here and the displacement of all the tenants. There are several people here from the community who would, I'd appreciate if they'd say a few words. On behalf of Community Board 7, we have Aisha Bravo.
Yes, on behalf of the Community Board and on behalf of the community as a resident and activist here, it is unacceptable to have 169 violations. These tenants have rights, and unfortunately they were overlooked. And now, this is the outcome, this fire. This is not acceptable. We're going to stand with them today. We're going to make sure that a thorough investigation happens with the FDNY, that there was no foul play to those tenants that are here.
On behalf of the Bedford Moshulu Community Association, we have Barbara Stronza.
Our community association circulated petitions in support of these tenants last spring when we heard that they were going to be evicted by the new owner or developer. We are very upset about what happened regarding the fire, and as a local community association, we plan to follow up on this investigation.
Thank you, Barbara. And John Riley, a neighbor and also an activist,
We've been very concerned for the past 6 months that the tenants have been harassed and told they were going to have to get out. They were told that they weren't out by August, that they'd get nothing and they'd lose their apartments. And now here it is in August and they've lost their apartments in a very tragic and suspicious way. They've been harassed at night, people coming to their doors telling them that they had to move out of the building. And we're very concerned that this is the way something like this could develop, that someone that's trying to put a new building in uses these kind of tactics in order to get these tenants to move.
Does anybody have any questions?
Yes, so yesterday the FDNY said that they deemed the fire to be an electrical issue with the air conditioner. Are any knowledge to believe that that isn't the case, and are they now reopening this investigation?
Well, again, I've been assured by the chief that there is an ongoing, thorough investigation. In any event, there were numerous electrical violations, open violations in this building. So even in the most generous scenario, this fire is undisputably gross negligence at the very least.
So just to clarify, it's not suspicious that someone set the house on fire, but of the neglect.
We want to. I'm not saying that. I want to be sure that there was no foul play here.
Have you met personally with the landlord?
With the landlord?
Yeah.
I have not.
You mentioned there was an injured resident. Do you know their condition and where the other residents now?
I believe that there is nobody in the hospital currently.
Yeah, there is in the hospital.
He's in the hospital.
My nephew's in the hospital.
He's in the ICU.
He's the guy who
He's in the ICU. He's the one that jumped out the
he had
window.
to jump out of the window.
And he's in bad shape.
Your name, sir?
My name is Johnny Mercado Rosa.
Okay, you spell
I'm
that?
the uncle.
Could you spell that if you don't mind?
JOHNNY MERCADO ROSA.
How long have you lived in the building?
Well, I don't live there. My family lives there.
How long have they lived there?
7 years. This is my brother.
You know, in fact, I forgot. Actually, we have the attorney who's representing the tenants in the landlord-tenant matter, Andrew Darcy from MFY Legal Services.
Yeah, I mean, I got involved working with this building back in March of 2016 when they all got notices from someone who didn't even own the building yet. It was a developer who is coming in trying to knock the building down to to build some sort of high-rise building here. And you know, since then we've actually taken action and sued the landlord to fix the repairs, or fix the violations rather. As numerous people have said, there's 169 violations in a building that only has 6 units. They haven't complied with the timetable to fix things, and as others have said, that there's electrical violations there, and now you see the result of it. And you know, it's really heartbreaking and shameful that, you know, we have a landlord who's intent on getting these tenants out and knocking the building down, and now we have this situation.
When did you file the lawsuit?
We filed the lawsuit initially, I believe, in May of 2016. Then the building changed hands. The new owner took ownership, I believe, either in late May or June, and we refiled in late June or early July.
Okay.
And it's still in court. We're in the Bronx Housing Court. We'll probably be amending the petition this week to include these new violations.
When the new landlord took over, did you try to, I guess, discuss the situation amicably first before filing a lawsuit, or?
As far as the conditions, no. I mean, these conditions have been on the building for years and nothing has been done about it. The tenants have notified the old landlord and the new one about it, and it's not a secret, HDD. We've had some talks with the landlord about their desire to get the tenants out so they could knock the building down.
Can I just say something about the new landlord and the old landlord?
Okay.
The new landlord, the new landlord set up a limited liability corporation, but he was involved in the initial efforts himself to do the evictions. He signed the original eviction notice as a contract vendee. So he got in early on this, and then when he bought the property, we don't know who the other partners are in the LLC. Who else is in there with him? So it could be that they're all still the same people, and they were doing this thing to avoid the court actions.
Also, the landlord is clearly on notice. There are pages and pages of complaints and violations, EOB, HPD, and ECB. So there's no secret here. There's no mystery about all the violations.
Do we know who the landlord is?
Yeah.
The current name of this,
267 East 202 LLC. However, we know the name of the individual who runs the corporation. I believe is Peter Fine, and there's another corporation involved, which is 2 Better Days Development LLC.
And do me a favor, hold up those papers and it's actually the list. Those are all the official complaints?
These are complaints and violations.